Hello, students. This is Mr. Hancock. Welcome to a special flipped version of my class. Usually I have a live class on Wednesday, but unfortunately I have another meeting that I need to attend. So I'm doing a flipped class in order you to be able to get that. So you will have the class deleted. I will send this out tomorrow morning or on Wednesday morning, so you have plenty of time to watch it anytime during the day. And you don't have to worry about the attendance. If you can see on the screen real quick, I'll try to make this fairly brief, so don't take up a lot of your time and you can work on other things. Couple things that are coming due, okay? Lesson 6 quiz is due, okay? That's due tomorrow. Of course, remember I always put in zeros on Mondays. So even if you don't get all of these done, it's not going to show up till Monday as not due, okay? The information for Lesson 6 quiz was on my Flipped Friday class that's on the announcement board. Okay, so make sure you go and catch that. The one of your big assignments, it's worth 100 points, so it's a big assignment, is your country presentation, okay? I have a video walkthrough of that. I've talked about that before. I would like to get those and start grading them this Wednesday. As I said, a 0 will go in on the 11th, so make sure you get that in and get those instructions there. I'll show you where that is in just a second, okay? The information I'm presenting here is going to be in Lesson 7 quiz, which is due this Friday. So try to get those all done before I put in zeros on the 11th. As you go into the thing, you go to content. Well, let me just scroll down here. This is where you're going to find your Flipped Friday class. I always try to post the calendar with it too, so you have access to that. If you go under the content really quickly, we're in North America. Your country presentation is right here, okay? So here's the instructions. There's the video that I walk you through everything. This is how you do it. If you do have any questions, please email me. I'm more than happy to walk you through that. For some of you that may have already taken the Lesson 6 quiz, I apologize. I didn't realize I didn't have it all the way set up, so go in and retake that if you have already did it and there wasn't anything in there. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to get started with the lesson real quick. Let me flip that over there. Oh, I love when it does that. Okay, there we are. A couple things that are happening right now. You have Spirit Week this week, okay? If you kind of look at the bottom, I got to scroll that down so you can see it. If you weren't in pajamas, too bad, you missed out. The Tuesday, which I'm recording this, is Sports Fan Day, so wear like a jersey, something like that. Wednesday is Hat Day, so sorry to miss you there. Crazy Hair Day is Thursday. Every day is a crazy hair day for me because I'm losing it all. And Friday is the Spirit Week. So wear your UTVA swag. Okay, we've gone through Introduction to Geography, now into North America. We talked about that. And now we're going to be talking about Central America, okay? Central America consists of many different places. You have the one that's on the continent, just south of Mexico, and it goes all the way to Panama. Those countries are kind of listed here: Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, all of those. So here is a question for you. What is the predominant language of Central America? Okay, you can only think because it's by Mexico, right? And the first people who came over from the west, that explored west, were the Spanish, okay? Other than the indigenous people that were over there, okay? So the correct answer would be Spanish, okay? But there are some countries that do not have Spanish as their official language. And those ones, actually my parents are there right now. Just to tell you, Central America is probably has one of the most beautiful places in the world, and I love going down there, particularly the Caribbean. And that country that speaks English actually is Belize. Oh man, I can't believe that is spelled wrong. My bad. So Belize, okay? So here's another part of, here's the kind of the countries kind of broken out here. As I said, it goes all the way down to Panama. You have the Panama Canal that runs right here. These countries right here, Central America is known for its poverty, which is sad. Okay, there's a lot of really, really poor people there, and that's a lot of what causes the immigration to the United States. A lot of those that are coming up through the border of the United States and Mexico is not those that are originally from Mexico, but they're from these Central American state or Central American countries. One of the most beautiful areas that they have on there is the Caribbean, okay? That's where I said that I'd like to go, and it's because of scenic views like these. I kind of moved my face so you don't have to see it. This area right here that I have kind of circled there of Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic. There's the Cayman Islands. I love vacationing right here, and you get to see beautiful areas where you have beautiful ocean, good temperature because it's by the equator there, and it makes it just a fun place to go visit. Okay, let's go through another question real quick. What Native American group inhabited Central America? Okay, so was it the Utes? Okay, the Runnin' Utes like University of Utah? No, those guys were up by Utah, right? We're going to do a little process of elimination here. Was it the Navajos? Okay, the Navajos were a little bit south of there, but they actually inhabited somewhat of Utah and New Mexico and Arizona, so they weren't that far south in South America. Was it the Fremonts? No, the Fremont was the ancient Indians that inhabited Utah, where Fremont Island is kind of named after. But you have the last one here, D, the Mayan. Okay, you may have seen the Mayan calendar or something like that. They've left very cool artifacts back there. They were very sophisticated people before those coming west. Mostly the Spanish came and invaded and killed most of them. Not just killing them by the sword or whatever, but by disease. But they had beautiful, actually, pyramids that they built. And I've gone and seen quite a few of these as I've been in these areas. Okay, as I said, the biggest thing that we're going to kind of be talking about, the issue in geography, we talk about location, we talk about all these things, is the issue of the economy, okay, or countries being so poor that they cannot, the people do not have enough food. They're just starving to death, right? They can't find work. They're doing whatever they can to survive. So as you kind of see a thing here, this is how many people are kind of in poverty if you look at this graph. So you see the scale off to the side. If you have less than 10%, you're in, the United States, Canada, even Mexico. Some people think, Mexico is a really poor area. Compared to these areas down south, it's not, okay? And these areas south, you have 50 or more percent, as you kind of say, I try to blow that up there so you could see it, of really struggling to survive and have food and stuff like that. And that's where we talked about those push and pull factors in North America, which pushes people out of country and why they want to come to the United States. It's because we have, if you're going to come here, you're probably going to have a job. You're going to have a roof over your head, food to eat. So that kind of leads us into human survival that I wanted to talk about a little bit. So this pyramid right here is called, there was a theorist named Abraham Maslow, and he made this Maslow hierarchy of needs. And what he did is he said, just people are kind of like almost like a pyramid, okay? They need something at the very bottom to keep yourself stable. And if you can make it to kind of the very top of the pyramid, things are really good, okay? So let's kind of talk about that. So you have physiological needs, okay? Like breathing, food, water, sleep, clothing. If you don't have those things, you're in trouble. I don't know if any of you guys have ever jumped in really deep into water and you're like, oh no, I'm running out of air. And you're doing everything you can to get to the surface, okay? You're just swimming with all your might because you do anything to survive, right? Well, same thing with food, right? If you don't have food for a while, just think about this, or water. What would you do for that? Okay, so just think for a second. Would you steal for food? Even though you may not want to steal, okay? It's kind of against you. Would you steal for food? Okay? Would you actually go as far as if you got confronted, would you fight somebody? Would you physically harm somebody for food? Would you kill somebody for food? Okay? So these things, we need these things. They're physiological needs. The next one that's up there is health, employment, property, family, stability, okay? If you don't have a place to work to provide that food, or if you don't have good health, you're going to move. You're going to get out of these countries. And that's why so many people are going out of these countries and being pushed up, and that's why we see this kind of immigration happening. Maslow goes on to say, you want love and belonging, have confidence and self-esteem. And once you make the very top, he calls what's called self-actualization, where you're just at harmony with yourself, kind of a good peace that you have. So it's kind of interesting to think about these societies and these lines of Maslow hierarchy of needs to see why would people do that. You ask, why would people steal? Why is it dangerous to go to these countries? Well, think of it from their standpoint as you're kind of going from that viewpoint. Okay, that leads us to the very end. We have an exit ticket. It's going to go into these 3 questions. So thank you so much, and I apologize that I couldn't make the live class today. Wish I could, but please email me if you have any questions and do the exit ticket. Thank you.